What's up, guys? Jessa and Melissa here, and we have to do some preg checks on our rabbits. And one of the ways you can do that, and it's not 100% at all, is to wait 18 days after the initial breed and then go back and try to breed them again, put them in with the buck again. And in theory, if they're pregnant, they will not let the buck service them. But I will show you why I know that's not 100%. So we did this. You can see the chickens were in here. They found my straw stash. Anyway, the reason I know that's not 100% is we did that here with Krusty. I wasn't real sure if she got bred successfully, so we did a preg check on her a while back with my buddy Ed, and he had 3 fall-offs with her. And here it is on her original due date, and as you can see, she was pregnant when we did the test. So, it's not 100%, but we're going to go ahead and try it because on the last round of pregnancies, I did not have anybody meet their due date, so they weren't bred. That's Cora, Tina, and Kim. Kim, if you recall, is one that I'm just not really happy with because I haven't had a successful pregnancy from her yet. So she is going to be the first one that I test. That way I know Ed is amped up, ready to do his job, so there will be no excuses. So, here we go. I'm trying to make an educational video here. Sorry, folks, that's Melissa. So that was 1 fall off when supposedly she should be bred. There's 2. Well, we know with Krusty that that's not really true. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. There's 3. So the nice thing about this is if for whatever reason she wasn't pregnant, now we've had 3 fall offs. So if she doesn't go at the original due date, hopefully she had a successful pregnancy with the next one. Now I started keeping track of the number of fall offs on my spreadsheet, and I'll show that to you guys because I had found that in the past, if I'm in a hurry or whatever I got going on, if I had a couple of fall-offs, I might call it good if I have somewhere I needed to be and pull the doe and then not come back and breed her again. So now I'm keeping track of it in my spreadsheet. That way I know kind of what I've got and what my chances are. So you usually want to get a minimum of 3. We just had 3 here with Ed and Kim, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and pull her out. I've got 2 other does that I need to test as well. So hopefully Ed has got the stamina. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Come here. All right. Well, there's 1. All right. Okay, so I was checking my records and realized that I had put Cora with Pat last time, and I don't want to mix that up, so that way I know who exactly was successful. So I put her back with Pat, and Pat's kind of hit and miss sometimes. He's still kind of young, immature, doesn't quite know how to use his equipment, maybe? So he was initially going to town on her head, That's not going to work. But he did have one successful fall off, but there was kind of a squeal there at the end. Cora seems to have calmed down. Yeah, she's fighting him a little bit. So I hope that means that she is pregnant. Yeah, she's not having it. So, they're always a little feisty, but she seems a little more so. And usually Cora, she's a very, willing doe. She does a good job. So I'm going to go ahead and pull her out. Pat did have 3 successful fall-offs last time with her. He just had one this time. I'm still going to keep a record of that, just in case. She wasn't pregnant, and she just got an attitude today. But usually attitude equals pregnancy. As you get to know your does, you'll kind of know when it's more than normal. So I'm going to go ahead and get her pulled out. Alright, so I got Cora put away. I need to put the waters back with the boys. I always forget to do that. I always pull them out so there's nothing to get in the way. And then I got a bad habit of forgetting to put them back in. Oh, look, I actually remembered heads. So, as I was looking at my records as well, I also realized that Tina, when I had bred her to Pat, she had 5 fall-offs last time. So I'm very confident that she got bred last time. So I'm not going to bother them. It's muggy out here. Everybody's excited. The dogs are following me around like idiots. And so I'm feeling pretty confident that I've got bred does now. Like I said, I'm keeping records of it just in case. That will help me to continue to learn and see what's working and what's not. Let me see what else I got. So, if you haven't seen it on the last video, what I'm doing is I'm just keeping a Google spreadsheet. And I've got hair all over. I've got the doe and the buck, the breed date. I added the number of fall-offs. And then I added a column for a test date after 18 days from the initial breed date. I'll put them in just like we did today with the bucks and test them. Then I have the estimated due date from the original breed, the actual Kindle date, the litter size, and then the estimated breed back date, which is going to be 14 days after the actual Kindle date. I can breed them back for another due date. And then I have the actual breed back date of when I actually bred them. And that goes on the next column as well when I start all over again. But that way I just got it twice in case, I missed something. And then I have the wean date, which is 42 days after the actual Kindle date. I also have a notes section so I can kind of keep track of what I had in the litter, that sort of thing. So I had a swing and a miss 3 times on Cora, Tina, and Kim last time. So that's why I started doing this testing. And hopefully I'll have a little more success with that, because it's very frustrating when you think all 3 of your does are bred and they all come up nothing. So I do still have kits that need to be butchered. We did butcher 3 last weekend, so I'll make sure and show you guys that, a little bit of footage from that. But I'm still waiting for the rest of them to get up to weight so I can get them butchered. I want them to be at least 5 pounds before I butcher them. And so that's what we're waiting on right now. I do have another doe, which I showed you guys in the last video, Fancy, and then Harley. I don't know if I showed you that we named her, but Fancy and Harley are also in the mix now as well, because they're over 6 months and they're ready to breed. So I added them to my spreadsheet. They did get bred on the 4th, so I will be testing them on the 22nd, and then they are due September 4th. So I try to make sure, especially now as I have more does, that I'm breeding 2 does that are due at the same date. That way, if something weird happens, they're rejecting a kit or whatever, you can take those babies and put them with another doe. And hopefully you would never have to do that, but if you do, one of the ways that you can introduce them is to put a little bit of vanilla on the doe's nose, and it kind of throws off her sense of smell, and you can slip that new kid in there without any problems. I have had to do it in the past, prior issues with the rabbits, but I haven't had to do it since we've got back into it. So anyway, let's go up and take a look at the other babies. It's their second feeding time now. Alright, so the last rabbit video I had, for whatever reason, I lost the footage and never got to show you guys my new Champagne d'Argent doe, Odette. Odette is not a big fan of Belle. What is on your head? Belle. You're a dork. So this is Odette. Like I said, she's a Champagne d'Argent. Odie, Otis, is also Champagne d'Argent. Fortunately, they are not brother and sister, so we'll be able to breed them and have some purebreds. And it looks like I need to give everybody their second round of feeding, so let's get that done. Alright, so some of you guys might be wondering what the heck I mean by second feeding. And so what I've been doing is this is my grow out group. These are the rabbits that I'm trying to bulk up for butcher. And what I've been doing, as in a hopes to save a little money, is in the morning when I'm choring, I feed everybody big handfuls of grass hay. And I let them munch on that, you know, all morning, early afternoon. And I've been doing it with these guys, these does up here as well. Odette, Annie, and Misery. So I give them the grass hay, and then I come back later, you know, mid to early afternoon, and then I feed them their pellets. And the pellet mix I've been doing is a 16% protein. It's just a Kent Pro Hutch feed. And then I've been mixing a little bit of calf manna, and I've talked about that before. And I've been mixing a little bit of beet shreds that I got for the goats. So it's dirt cheap. I don't put a ton in because you don't want to put a ton in. You don't want them to get overweight. You know, it's sweet. So it's kind of like a treat. So I've just been mixing a little bit of that in. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. Some of the rabbits obviously don't like it, so you can tell it gets scratched out. But we're trying it out. It's pretty inexpensive, just trying to stretch their feet a little bit further. So if you've got any experience with that, let me know. I didn't want to put corn or anything in there like that. So they waste a lot of feed anyway. But that is what we've got going on with these guys up here. Like I said, it's still going to be a little while. Odette, Annie, and Misery are all about the same age. They're right at 4 months. I won't start breeding them until they're at 6 months. So we've got a little ways there. But like I said, these rabbits in the feed out group, I'll have another round getting ready. I probably ought to weigh them here in the next few days just to kind of see where they're at, so I can get them butchered here pretty quick. But here's a little footage of the butchering that we had last weekend. I hope that wasn't too totally embarrassing. But my mom's pretty out of practice, and I'm totally new to actually processing the rabbits. So she was kind of guiding me on, because I wanted to save the hides and that sort of thing. So that was our first attempt again at butchering rabbits together. So it wasn't too bad. The dispatching was an unpleasant experience. I know it's a hot topic of debate, the most humane way to do it, and blah, blah, blah. We used a 22. Unfortunately, we had to use a 22 long gun because my mom forgot her pistol, but I didn't. She has always used, like, you know, hammer handle method right to the back of the neck. And if you miss or don't hit it correctly, there is a lot of screaming, and just, it's not very humane, and it's very uncomfortable for you as the processor. And this being my first time doing this again as an adult, I just didn't want to have to go through that. So gun, quick, easy, clean, painless. I have looked into, you know, a rabbit ringer, that sort of thing. So that might be something that we do in the long term, rather than having a firearm out just for butchering rabbits. So anyway, that was our experience. I thought I would share with you guys a little bit of how that went. So that's really all I've got today. I know it's been a while, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Keeping up on everything. We've got a lot more chickens. We got more ducks today. I've got a new incubator. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Definitely an exciting time on the farm. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. If you are, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.